The sky is bleeding fire. You crash through clouds of black smoke and ash, the wind tearing at your skin as the screams of giants and the roars of dragons echo all around you. There is no time to understand how you got here. One instant, you were nothing. No body, no voice, just a flicker. And the next, you are plummeting into a war. Onigashima looms below, a floating island carved from shadow and stone, shuddering under the fury of titanic battle. Kaido's monstrous cry splits the heavens as he clashes with a tiny figure cloaked in red. Luffy. Even before you know his name, you know his spirit. It burns. You hit the earth like a meteor, flames spiraling outward as your body slams into cracked stone. Dust and debris explode from the impact, scattering beast pirates like insects. They scream as the fire sears them, a living aura around your limbs. The crater you leave behind glows with residual light, moonlight, firelight, both. You rise slowly. Your body feels different, stronger, heavier, yet fluid. A golden pelt glows faintly beneath your skin, not fully formed, but coiled inside you like a sleeping wolf. You can feel it waiting. When you open your mouth, your breath fogs like the chill of night, yet heat pulses from your chest like a star. You don't remember how you came here, but the name of your power rises in your mind like instinct. Inu Inu no Mi, model, Ōkami, the moon wolf. A mythical Zoan, long thought to be legend. Your feet barely touch the ground before you hear screaming. Not from the enemy, from the people. Civilians cornered in the flower capital caught in the crossfire. You run, not thinking, just moving. Through the ruined streets you dash, your body adapting unnaturally fast. You leap 5 meters in a single bound, light crackling around your limbs. The scent of gunpowder and burnt rice fills your nose. Children cower behind market stalls as masked invaders raise blades. You don't hesitate. You leap forward. Your claws form mid-air, natural extensions of your limbs. You land in front of the children, and the instant before steel meets flesh, your hand erupts in fire. You grab the sword barehanded, melting the blade. The attacker's eyes widen before your snarl sends him flying through a wall. Behind you, one of the children gasps, "Wolf God." You don't feel divine. You feel broken, confused, alive. From the rubble, another figure rises. Tall, white-haired, bound in shackles. Yamato. She doesn't look surprised to see you. She looks wary, wounded, and ready to fight. "You're not from here," she says, her voice like ice. "But you're not one of them." Before you can answer, cannon fire rips through the air. A squad of beast pirates appears, led by a massive man wielding a kanabo. They've seen what you did. They want blood. Yamato steps forward. You step beside her. You both move. Together you tear through them. You don't know the technique, but the rhythm of battle answers your body like an old song. You duck low, claws raking across armor, igniting your targets from the inside out. Yamato swings with wild, brutal precision, her own Zoan form flickering beneath her skin. When the dust settles, you stand amid a burning alleyway. The people are safe. Yamato stares at you. "What are you?" she asks. You shake your head slowly. "I think I'm meant to help." Later, by the cracked walls of a ruined tea house, you find an old samurai crushed under debris. His breaths are shallow, his eyes glazed. You kneel. Something tugs at your chest. You reach out with your hand, and instinct takes over. The moonlight answers your will. A soft glow surrounds your palm as you press it to his chest. His breath steadies. The bleeding stops. He blinks up at you. You carry the light of the moon," he whispers, voice trembling. "The wolf of Tsukuyomi?" You don't know what that means. But the tears running down his face are real. So is the warmth in your chest. You look up. Across the broken horizon, Kaido's dragon form coils like smoke around the skull dome. Thunder roars in the distance. The war isn't over, but you've arrived, and the world has already begun to change. Smoke blankets the streets of the flower capital, veiling the blood and wreckage left in the wake of war. The scent of charred wood and gunpowder is thick enough to choke on, but your senses are sharper now. You walk through the wreckage like you've always belonged here. Boots echoing on broken stone, the whispers of survivors trailing behind you like threads. Some call you a spirit, others a demon, but most say nothing at all. They only look, wide-eyed, trembling, with that same mixture of awe and fear that once followed Kaido. Word spreads fast, and Kaido hears it. His fury rattles the heavens. From the top of Onigashima's skull dome, his howl slices through the clouds, and every creature with breath in their lungs shudders. Even Yamato flinches beside you. You don't yet realize the weight of his voice, but the fire in your blood flares at its sound, unbidden. Not fear, something older. Recognition. You are a threat to him, an anomaly, a beast that doesn't belong, and that terrifies him. Before you can rest, the fight finds you. A wall of beasts pirates bursts through the city gates, towering warriors and smile users charging in droves. The flower capital screams. You and Yamato don't hesitate. You charge into battle like wind and flame. Yamato moves like a hammer, blunt and overwhelming. You are the blade, sharp, swift, dancing between enemies with fire licking your limbs. You've learned to control it now. The heat doesn't burn unless you command it. The wolf stirs within, and you feel it start to speak through your body. Lunar surges in your muscle, instincts honed by some forgotten predator deep in your bones. And then you hear the laughter. It's a small sound amid the chaos, but it cuts through everything else. You turn to see a child no older than 8, crouched in the corner of a collapsed home. His mother lies beside him, motionless. Beasts pirates close in. You roar. The sound shakes the street. You blaze across the distance and slam into the attackers, fire rippling from your shoulders as your body grows, fur sprouting, fangs lengthening. Not a full transformation, not yet. But the beast is breaking free. The pirates fall, twitching, steaming. The child doesn't run from you. He stares. You're like Oden, he whispers. The words stop you cold. You kneel, chest heaving. Oden. That name, it echoes in every corner of this country. Revered, idolized, martyred. I'm not, you murmur. I'm no samurai. But you protect people, the boy says. He did too. You place your hand on his shoulder. It's trembling, but not from fear anymore. For the first time since you arrived, you let the words settle in your heart. You are here for a reason, not just to fight, to carry something forward. When Yamato finds you again, her expression is unreadable. She's seen the boy, the body, the fire still flickering from your shoulders. You're dangerous, she says, voice even. I know. She steps closer. So was my father. You look up at her and she doesn't flinch from your gaze. In her eyes, you see a question, not of power, of purpose. Yamato turns, scanning the ruined skyline. The Marines have caught wind of Kaido's fall. They're moving. If they get here before we're ready, they'll erase Wano under the excuse of peace. You grit your teeth. We stop them. Yamato smirks faintly. You talk like you've been here forever. I don't remember where I came from, but this place, it feels like I've always belonged. She doesn't answer, not with words. She draws her club and nods once. Beside her, you howl, and in the distance, Kaido snarls. That night, under a broken moon, you sit on the edge of the Skull Dome's outer ring, the wind cool against your skin. You're still learning to control the wolf. It wakes when your heart races, when your emotions surge. It feeds on resolve. So you sit, you listen. You remember the child's words. You feel the fire simmer low in your chest. A den-den mushi crackles to life nearby. You hear voices, world government, cipher Paul, whispering of a new anomaly in Wano. You. They don't say your name because they don't know it yet. But they fear it. That's enough. You glance over your shoulder. Yamato's watching you from a distance, arms folded. She's not judging, just waiting. You nod once. She walks over and sits beside you. Kaido's not just strong, she says. He crushes spirits, makes people believe there's no future without him. You answer softly. Then I'll show them one. She doesn't speak again, but she doesn't leave either. And in that silence, the fire within you flickers. Not wild, but warm, controlled. You're not a monster. You're becoming something else. Lightning rips the sky. The thunder isn't from the storm, it's from Kaido. You ascend the broken spine of Onigashima, each step heavier than the last. The war below rages on, Straw Hats battling the remaining All-Stars, samurai holding the line in the capital, the cries of civilians fading into distant echoes. But your focus is only forward, upward. The wind howls around the skull dome. Fire glows beneath the shattered roof. Kaido waits. He has returned to his human-dragon hybrid form, towering, snarling, blood smeared across his jaw from earlier battles. But his aura is untouched, oppressive, ancient. And when he sees you, something shifts in his expression. No amusement, no disdain, recognition. "So," Kaido growls, voice shaking stone, "they sent you from that other world." You pause. His words aren't a question. They're memory, as if he's seen you before, or something like you. "I wasn't sent," you reply, the wind clawing at your coat. "I chose this." Kaido laughs. A low, rumbling, cruel sound. "You chose to die then." He lunges. Steel collides with claws. Haki erupts like a sonic wave. The rooftop shatters beneath your feet as his kanabo crashes down, but you dodge, flames spiraling in your wake. He's fast, far faster than anything you've faced, but your body remembers things your mind has never known. You weave between his strikes, countering with bursts of lunar fire that sear the air. Kaido reels once, singed, but grins wider. "Good," he snarls. "If you weren't strong, I wouldn't enjoy killing you." You transform, not fully, just enough. Fur ripples down your arms. Your eyes glow silver. Fire wreaths your back like wings, not of flight, but of fury. You lunge, your claws sparking against Kaido's scales as you drive him back with a howl that splits the sky. Below, the Straw Hats see you. Zoro, barely standing, nods once as Sanji steadies him. Nami clutches her climate baton with white knuckles, her eyes on the battle above. Even Luffy, battered and unconscious, lies with a faint smile on his lips. They believe in you. You don't know why that matters so much, but it does. Kaido roars again, and the sky answers. He lifts his kanabo and brings it down in a thunderous blow. You catch it midair, barehanded. The impact drives you to your knees, the stone cracking beneath you, but your gaze never wavers. Your fire surges, your bones scream. You release it. Kaido stumbles back. You stand, your form radiating power. The wolf inside howls, not with rage, but resolve. This is your moment. The air thickens as your body begins to shift. Not just into your zone form, something more, something deeper. The power doesn't consume you, it aligns with you. You ascend. Lunar energy floods your veins. Your body glows with a cold, silvery flame. You rise into your lunar ascent form, a hybrid between man and beast, cloaked in moonlight, bearing the aura of a celestial guardian. Your eyes shine with the full reflection of the night. Kaido falters for a breath. "Impossible," he mutters. You rush him. The battle that follows is more than clash and strike. It is memory. You feel flashes that aren't yours. A land drenched in moonlight, warriors kneeling before an altar, an oath spoken under the stars. You don't know if they're your past or this world's myth, but they strengthen you. Kaido fights with primal fury. Thunder Bagua, flame breath, Haki-infused strikes meant to crush cities. But you match him, not with brute strength, but clarity. You deflect, redirect, counter. And with every strike, your flames burn brighter. They sear not just flesh, but Kaido's conviction. You don't kill him. That's not your purpose. Your final blow drives your clawed fist into his gut, flooding his body with searing moonfire, not to destroy, but to break the chains of his will. The aura around him dims. His eyes lose their gleam of invincibility. You hold him there, suspended over the fractured rooftop. "This land doesn't belong to monsters," you say quietly. Then you release him. Kaido crashes to the ground. He does not rise. The wind stills. Silence falls over Wano. And then, cheering, From the capital, from the hills, from the ruins of Onigashima. Kaido is down, and you're still standing. Yamato lands beside you moments later, her chest heaving, eyes wide. She looks at Kaido, her father, and then at you. "He's not dead," she says, almost surprised. You shake your head. "Not this time." Yamato doesn't speak. She simply walks forward and kneels beside the fallen beast. Her voice is soft. "I never hated you. I hated what you made yourself into." Kaido doesn't answer. He doesn't have to. The thunderclouds above begin to part, and beneath them, the moon shines clean and whole for the first time in years. The morning after the storm is not quiet. It is loud in a different way. Cheers, sobs, the ringing of bells, the kind of noise that feels like release. Wano breathes again. You stand at the highest ledge of the Skull Dome, staring down at the sunrise over the ruined flower capital. A soft wind ruffles your clothes. The fires have mostly died out. The smoke trails upward, dissolving into gold and blue. Kaido lies in chains now. He is unconscious, bound in a cavern beneath the mountain by sea stone and silence. Not by your order, by the people's. He was their nightmare. Now he is simply a fallen thing. Yamato hasn't left his side. Not in hate, not in sorrow, in stillness. The world has taken notice. Even before the sun rose, Denden Mushi across the island lit up with chatter. Navy officers gasping reports, Cypher Paul scrambling to respond, the world government frantically trying to frame the news before it reached the seas. But it was too late. A new name had been spoken. You didn't give it to yourself. You never said it. But the people of Wano screamed it from rooftops. The samurai whispered it with trembling hands. The pirates cursed it in disbelief. Yonko, you, the flame wolf of the moon, the fifth emperor. You descend the mountains slowly. Your footsteps are no longer chased by questions. The civilians bow their heads. The children reach toward you, not in fear, in faith. Near the palace, the straw hats gather on a battered balcony, their clothes torn, wounds still fresh, and yet they laugh, as only they can, like nothing and everything just happened. Luffy sits upright, wrapped in bandages, grinning through the pain. When he sees you, he lifts a hand, fist out. You pause, then bump your knuckles against his. "Thanks," he says simply. "You did good." Zoro is next. He hands you a gourd of sake without a word, the faintest glint of approval in his tired eyes. His hand is bloodied, his grip is steady. You drink. It burns clean. Nami steps forward too. She says nothing at first, just looks at you with a complicated smile. "I thought you were going to burn the whole place down." "I almost did," you admit. "Then I'm glad you didn't." She places her hand over your chest, over the place where the fire sleeps. "That's a good kind of heat." You don't know what to say to that, but she doesn't expect you to. Frankie shouts something about building a statue in your honor. Usopp starts drafting a tale. Chopper clings to your arm like a younger brother. Brook offers you a song. Robin studies you like a living relic. And Sanji simply lights a cigarette, exhales, and mutters, "About time someone new turned the tide." You don't feel like an emperor, but maybe that's what makes you one. Momonosuke addresses the people from the capital gate, trembling in his new form, yet finding the courage to speak. He declares Wano open to the world. He names you a guardian of the land. Not ruler, not samurai, but something more enduring. He bows to you. You bow back. Later that day, as the sun begins to set, a fleet of marine ships appears on the far horizon. White sails, iron hulls, cold justice. But they do not land. Not when they see the silhouettes waiting for them. Luffy, standing atop a temple ruin with his arms crossed. Zoro polishing his sword on the castle roof. You, wreathed in flickering moonlight, your gaze burning across the water. The message is clear, not today. As the sun dips low, you climb the ridge where the graves of Odin and the scabbards rest. A gentle breeze carries the scent of plum blossoms. Yamato joins you in silence. You kneel. You offer no prayer, only a vow. I'll protect this place until it no longer needs protecting. Behind you, Yamato exhales. Her voice is soft, and yet it carries more weight than ever before. I was going to join Luffy, to see the world, to be free. You glance at her. She smiles. But maybe I was meant to follow someone else. You don't know what to say. She continues, more serious now. My father ruled with fear. You rule with fire. Not to burn, but to light the way. You nod once. The wind rises. In the capital, lanterns begin to float into the sky. Orange lights dancing like spirits, sending off the old era, calling in the new. You stand at the edge of it all, your body still aching, your mind still reeling, but your spirit quiet, clear. You're not the same person who fell into this world in fire and confusion. You are the wolf they called down from the moon. And now you rise. The sea stretches out like a painted dream, infinite and alive. Sunlight dances across its surface, scattering diamonds over each cresting wave. Your ship, a gift of Wano carved from sacred wood and reinforced by Frankie's handiwork, rocks gently beneath your feet. The island fades behind you, cloaked in mist, its wounds slowly beginning to heal. You stand at the bow, wind threading through your hair, your coat snapping against your back like a banner. Yamato leans beside you, her eyes fixed on the horizon, her breath steady. Neither of you speaks for a while. The silence isn't empty. It's full of things left behind, of things still unknown. The past few days were a blur of rebuilding and farewells. The Straw Hats departed just ahead of you, their ship vanishing into the eastern morning like a comet on its destined path. Luffy grinned when he left, offering no grand goodbye, just a grin and a word. We'll meet again, Yonko. It still echoes in your chest. You didn't want the title, but you accepted it. Not out of pride, out of promise. Behind you, Wano's people rebuild, not under chains or terror, but with their own hands. Momonosuke rules not as a boy in a dragon's skin, but as a man shaped by fire. The red scabbards stand taller. The lanterns burn longer. And Kaido? He sleeps deep beneath the earth, the weight of his own defeat heavier than any prison walls. He may rise again someday. But so will you. A soft sound breaks the silence, Yamato humming. Not a song exactly. More like a memory passed into sound. She rests her club against the rail and watches the waves. Do you remember anything else? She asks suddenly. From before? You think for a long time. No names, no faces, you answer. Just fire, a sky full of it, and a moon that didn't look quite like ours. She nods, not pressing. But it doesn't feel like loss, you add. It feels like I came here for something better. Then maybe you did. You smile, the wind teasing warmth into your cheeks. Beneath your skin, the wolf stirs. Not to fight, but to listen. The moon within is calm, balanced. It no longer controls you, it walks beside you. You step away from the rail and descend the short stairs to the deck. Your ship is quiet but not empty. The crew Yamato helped gather is loyal, curious, and half-mad in that familiar pirate way. They laugh loudly, train fiercely, and seem to follow your orders even when you don't speak them. At night, they speak your name like a tale they're still struggling to believe, like it's too big to hold. You let them. A small den mushi buzzes in your coat. You answer. Garp's voice crackles through, old and thunderous. You really went and stirred up the whole damn world. You say nothing. You're on every bounty board, every cipher poll report, every headline. Yonko Flame Wolf. You've got celestial dragons sweating in their chairs. You let him talk. But you didn't kill Kaido. That's got the higher-ups twitching. I didn't need to, you reply. There's silence for a beat, then a chuckle. Maybe that's what makes you dangerous. The call cuts off. You stare at the den mushi until it returns to sleep, then slip it away. Back on deck, Yamato has climbed the mast. She stands high above, letting the sea breeze push against her arms like wings. She looks down at you and laughs. You're still too serious. I'm not. You lie. She laughs again. The journey ahead is uncertain. The new world bristles with tension. Yonko alliances shift like tectonic plates. The world government moves in silence, and the revolutionary army murmurs from the shadows. Ancient weapons, lost islands, whispers of Joy Boy. You're not here to conquer it. You're here to light the way through it. That night, you sit alone beneath the stars, your fire kept low, your breath slow. The moon hangs above, whole, full, familiar. You lift your hand toward it. Whatever world I came from, you whisper, this is where I belong now. And as your flame flickers gently in your palm, you feel the truth settle into your bones. You are no longer a visitor. You are part of the story. And the story is far from over.